Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Oops. This is my headphone mic. Oops. I'm back, Sahara Berserk. Sorry, one mistake I made in this Surah Maarij Ayats about the disbelievers listening to Prophet Muhammad. Um, that because the ayat doesn't say mocking. Anyways, but the footnote, I didn't look at the footnote, and I was like, how could you Muslims believe in this? It's so cruel. They hasten towards Prophet Muhammad. And since the ayat doesn't say mocking, I have to say this, sorry. Mocking him. I mean, I got the Quran only way. I was here thinking, and I missed the footnote of that ayat where it says they were mocking him. The footnote, it's in the footnote. So, anyways, I feel no shame, in correcting myself and making mistakes. One mistake I made. But if I was a Quran only person and not a utter Muslim, like a staunch Muslim, you see what to look at this ayat like not as a staunch Muslim but neutrally, it doesn't say, and then aspiring for, it doesn't say they're mocking, and aspiring for paradise. I think you Muslims have to change that. Although I got very disturbed, like how could you believe? Because in the footnote you are told that they were mocking him, and trying to prevent him. Or so again, back to Surah Maarij here. Surah again, a little bit. Please bear with me. Something happens. So as I made one mistake, that why can't you Muslims see this? This is ridiculous. How can you believe in such? And I went on about it for I don't know how many hours on my previous live stream. For that, I correct myself. Now I can see why you Muslims are made to believe in that, they, because you are told in the footnote in the tafsirs explaining this ayat away against the unbelievers. These were good unbelievers who were aspiring for paradise. Right? And then God tells them, I think it starts, except those who, and those who are their trust and promises. Anyways, Prophet Muhammad wasn't to his trust and promises. He didn't have that determination when his wife started to annoy him. Surah Tahrim, we are told, he swore on oath that he wouldn't go to Maria the Coptic when Allah had made it lawful for him. So all that doesn't make sense. Now I have to apologize. You are intelligent Muslims. You're not that unintelligent, and so I missed that. So for that, how many times I apologize greatly. But I'm not embarrassed making a mistake and being corrected. I correct myself about that only. Now you see this ayat through the Quran only way, but not as a look at this ayat. Don't listen to the Sunnis, the Ahl Sunnah, just Quran only, and you'll see. Okay. Now, what is the matter with the unbelievers that they rush madly? It doesn't say madly. What is the matter with the unbelievers who are hurrying towards you? Meaning towards the Prophet Muhammad. 37 ayat of Surah Maarij. To sit in crowds both on the right and on the left. Please don't look at this. Maybe I missed this. I opened the footnote, but I missed this. And I'm not embarrassed at all. I'm shameless for the truth. Correcting myself, I fall, maybe fail in a class, but this should not discourage me, right? In other things, I've passed. Ah, now look at this. The ayat doesn't say itself in Arabic, on the right and on the left, in separate groups. What is the matter with you? Let's even look at the Arabic. So what is with those who disbelieve? Before you they hasten. It doesn't say mocking and insulting and whatever the footnote says. To mock and ridicule him. Do you see this? And this ayat gives away. Clue 38. Does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? It doesn't say that they were saying only we will go to heaven. We will reach there before the believers. It is saying, it doesn't say we will reach. It doesn't say does every person, do they think they will reach heaven before the believers? No, it doesn't say that. It says, oh my God, how you have been, sorry. In one way, you're changed. It, you see, I looked at it the right way, without looking at the footnote of the mocking part footnote. Even in my, I was like, why is the commentary saying mocking him? They were mocking him and ridiculing him. You see, the way I came, as a Quran only the footnote I saw here, because does everyone, about this, yeah, I saw this, right? Does every one of them wish to enter the garden of bliss? Now, you know how I started 2 streams ago, I think, from the right and from the left in crowds. Does every person among them, these disbelievers, aspire? Of course they aspire. But it doesn't say here what the footnote says. What's this? It means that God's paradise is only for those righteous people whose characteristics have just been described above. Now, can these people, okay, their characteristics have been described above? But you yourselves are saying that it's only for them, not for these disbelievers. And you're blaming the disbelievers for saying, no, we're going to heaven before you all. Right? So that is unjust. You have attached a condition to who is going to paradise, God's paradise, and maybe then can you blame them for attaching a condition to who will go to paradise? So here, you know how you've been brainwashed here. This is going to be hard work, and I've been tired working on something, and I could understand what it was, how to do it. Oh God, and it's really, I have to take it back. It means that God's paradise is only for those righteous people whose characteristics have just been described above, in the above ayats. Now, can these people who are not at all inclined to listen to the truth and who are rushing in towards the Prophet in order to suppress every invitation to the truth, be the candidates for paradise? Has God prepared his paradise only for such people as these? Only for such people as these? No. Quran ayat doesn't say that. Does everyone, does every, does long every person among them? They are, it's just that they're longing among them. Okay, every person among them, yes. Every person among them that he enters a garden of delight. Does long every person among them that he enters a garden of delight. Okay. Among them, they're aspiring, they're longing. Does long every person among them that he enters a garden. Every person among them longs for paradise. What's wrong with this? And do you think they were mocking it? This ayat doesn't say, you go explaining away the ayats. That they were saying, one says that they were saying that only they will go to heaven and they will be the first ones to go to heaven before the believers. Maybe the believers will come later. But the ayat, okay? So we'll just put off this footnote too. Now read the ayat. Why are they rushing towards Prophet Muhammad? You are not told. In the ayat, you're not told. What gives the clue? What gives the clue? Quran only. Not for you. Quran only. Does every person among them aspire to enter garden of pleasure? Huh? Does every person among them, these ones who are rushing, these disbelievers? What's wrong with this ayat? What are the disbelievers doing wrong here? I mean, when I read this, right, rushing towards, was it bad manners? Was it because of their bad manners? Not because they were mocking Prophet Muhammad, because these ayats here don't say they were mocking. And he didn't like it that they were right. Maybe God, I mean, God didn't like it when I was reading as a Shia, as a Quran-only person, having not considered the tafsir, Shia tafsir. If you read it without footnotes, with a clean mind, you will see that there's nothing wrong. But only you would wonder that these are disbelievers, for sure, yes. It says they are unbelievers, the Quran ayat. And if you read Yusuf Ali, rush madly before thee. So now don't form a conclusion because they are unbelievers that they would surely be mocking the Prophet, rushing towards him, try to stop him, this, that, ridicule him, and not wanting to listen to him. They would want to run away from the Prophet, right? Not rush towards the Prophet to stop him. Think about it. To stop him. Rushing towards him to stop him. Crowding him. In crowds, both on the right and on the left. To attack him. Stop him. Ridicule him. 38. Does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? Among them. Now, I could be really terrible, like I had a terrible time connecting and understanding, but someone who's in practice can do it like this, help me very quickly. Doesn't have to go through reading and all this. I admit there are some very smart people, right? Better than me. Much, much better. They have practice and everything. I could be of I was reading the instructions, reading. I can't find it. I can't do it. I can't do it. It was failing, right? Certain thing I bought. And I made a mistake also, like I was saying, because Muslims, I thought, it wasn't ridiculing, like, because of this ayat. So I was like, how can you? This is cruelty. They were rushing towards the messenger to listen to him. So in that I made a mistake. You are not that dumb. You are not that brainwashed. You are told in the footnote that they came rushing towards him to stop him, not to listen to his truth, to prevent him from spreading the message, to stop him. Then this ayat is, does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? Does it say that the disbelievers were saying it would have been like this? What? The, do the disbelievers think that heaven is for them alone? You see where you have been intelligently deceived, cleverly deceived. So in this, only the footnote says, if you read it as Quran only, and not with the thing, you see, you need to go of the unbelievers. Any concept about unbelievers? Rushing towards him in crowds, both on the right and on the left. Also take that jinn, Surah Jinn ayat, crowding him. Leave that alone. Because we have a very important out, like, this one, this ayat, 38 of Surah Maarij is very important. Does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? So what I said before is that they must have gone to Prophet Muhammad rushing towards him, that maybe, we will get blessed by him. Like, there were people going to Jesus Christ, touching him, right? That we will get healed, or some blind person going to him and, trying to say something, or maybe get healed, or any insight, sadness, grief, this, that, rushing for getting the blessings of Allah from him by just his presence on earth. Feel heaven. Because in the other ayats we're told also, like, oh, ma'am, you started another stream. Yes, I had to correct myself. Oh my God, Salmi returns. Anyways, welcome. I made a mistake in the previous live stream. So no, you Muslims are not made that you're not dumb. You know very well. But you're brainwashed. You're completely, thoroughly brainwashed. You see, you came to the conclusion and you read the footnote, the tafsir, Quran only people. And Quran only people who are staunch Muslims are also brainwashed, because the unbelievers are mentioned in this ayat, previous ayat, 36 of Surah Maarij. So what is the matter with those who disbelieve, hastening from before you? No, sorry, you just have to give up waiting. I won't be coming to your live stream. Sorry. So, but what is the matter with the unbelievers who are hurrying towards you? Meaning hurrying towards Prophet Muhammad. So please, just put aside all the notion, everything you have against unbelievers. And put aside the footnote too, that they rushed. Why? The reason why they were rushing. In crowds both on the right and on the left. Does every person among them, among the unbelievers, long to enter a garden of pleasure? Now tell me, why were they rushing towards Prophet Muhammad? Thank you so much. Can someone help me, Muslim here? Do you understand? No, Zalmi, do you understand this Quran ayat? Thank you, be in God's care. Thank you, brother, for your invitation and all. I would appreciate it if you came here to learn. We make mistakes, I make blunders, not so much that I would ruin lives, damage beyond repair. So you see, that's why I had to come here to correct myself. As soon as I realized my mistake, I had to make a new live stream on this. Yes, ma'am, I understand, but I had stream going. Okay, yes, please don't miss your stream. Sorry to keep you away from your stream. So now you understand, Muslims? I mean, this, Quran only, but without that conclusion you formed about the unbelievers, and from the footnotes, or your mother told you, or your father told you, or my mother told me that this ayat is like this. Listen to no one. Just purely concentrate on this. Oh my goodness, it's so terrible. What your tafsir people, what the tafsir's hadith is. Yes, that would be really nice, or else we will have a discussion on this. Yes, you have a live stream, but I can't be with men over there. I felt sick later on, very, very sick, and I went tense, and I had attacks and all. So I would like your visitors to be guests and all, to be respectful and understanding and learning. Does every person among them, among the disbelievers, as long aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? Does every one of them wish to enter the garden? This verse tells us that that's why they went to Prophet Muhammad, thinking that he would bless them with the feeling of paradise. They will have paradise on earth in his presence. That's why they were rushing towards him. Not what the footnotes say, explaining these ayats. This ayat is a teller. It explains why they went to Prophet Muhammad, rushing towards for the garden of bliss, wishing for the garden of bliss that he would bless them with on earth. the feeling of the garden of bliss. This is the giveaway ayat, the meaning why, the reason why they were rushing headlong towards the Prophet in groups and all, from right and on left. This is the ayat 38 of Maarij. Why ayat 36, hurrying, 37, left and right, crowding him. Oh, Prophet, you are the Prophet, bless us. Heavenly feeling. What did Jesus Christ say? The kingdom of God is within you. And you would only go through it. What? Reach it? It is within you. But through the Son, you will reach the Father. The kingdom of God is within you. But you can come to the Father only through the Son. So like that, as they came crowded something, because it can't be. The ayat doesn't say they were mocking him, the unbelievers were. It's just put the blame on them, false blame, false accusations. And that they would reach heaven before the believers. Does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? What's wrong with that? Among them, if they are longing, and this is also an ayat, there's nothing wrong, first of all, at one point, nothing wrong among them, the unbelievers, to aspire, to long for the garden of pleasure. There's nothing wrong in that. So and another point is, so when they couldn't find, they gave you reasons how they twisted and turned your mind against these unbelievers. In this ayat too, like look how they change it. It means going on explaining away their own. It means that God's paradise is only for those. No. It doesn't mean that. It means that God's paradise is only for those righteous people. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it means that God's paradise is only for righteous people. Those characteristics have just been described. It's very, very difficult to explain. Or else we will have, yes ma'am, yes, Zalmi's gone. It means, what this means. What does this mean? Tell me. Are they saying that we are the ones who will go first to heaven and no one else? Or the believers will come later who believe in Allah and the Messenger? What does this ayat mean in itself? Don't misinterpret it because you're told something else against the unbelievers in the footnotes in the tafsirs. Don't go explaining away. What is the matter with you people? Surah Nisa ayat, that you don't understand a single saying. Hadith. Surah Nisa ayat. Does every person among them, I understand that, unbelievers, long to enter a garden of pleasure? Easy word, long. Aspire meaning long. You see, I don't have an agenda like someone asked me, what is your agenda on Salmi returns? Once I went to their live stream. I said that I have an aspiration. I don't have an agenda. So if you have an agenda to protect this religion, and you're so heavily conditioned in this religion, you see it in another way, you look at the footnotes explaining way. In itself, does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? The unbelievers aspiring, longing to enter a garden of pleasure. Right? There's nothing wrong in that. And you believers can also, it's not like they're stopping you, telling you, no, you're not going to enter. But what actually, go up and see. It says that who will enter the garden of pleasure? You believers also say that unbelievers will not enter the garden of pleasure. Allah says it. That's why you say it. Right? Because maybe, no, maybes, leave it alone. First look at the Quran ayat. Then I'll go ahead and do maybes and all that. Very simple ayat, distorted against the unbelievers to no extent. Tell me what's wrong in this. Now, what is the matter with the unbelievers? That they rush before thee in crowds, both on the right and on the left. Does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? Now, what's wrong in this ayat is that Allah is telling them, funnily, very funny, strange. Does every person among them aspire to enter a garden of pleasure? Why do you think they rushed to Prophet Muhammad for the garden, aspiring for the garden of pleasure? Right? They thought he had it in his hand to give it to them. Give them that feeling of bliss, that garden of pleasure, to feel inside of them. He had that great blessing. He was the mercy of Allah, right? In the Quran ayat, he's the light. My God. Do you see? So thank God I didn't look at the footnotes like mocking, but I could not be wrong. Made a big blunder here. The only time I'm wrong is when I said that how wicked, like these people rushed to long for paradise for his company, and your Allah is saying, and you don't see this? Because I didn't look at the footnote. Because the ayat itself doesn't say they were mocking him or stopping him. You read the footnote. Now I understand. But what is the, now I correct myself, I apologize greatly, I put my hands together apologizing. Now please don't keep that on me, like, stamp, divorcee, or bad, defective. Because there are many mistakes in the Quran. Even your translators have made Arabic to English translators have made mistakes of the Quran ayats, even like somewhere, and even your tafsirs have made mistakes. Tafsir people, what do you call them, experts, and all this. Look, just look at it the way it is, without unconditional. Empty yourself about kafirs, kafarok, farok, kafarok. Huh? Farooq, is the title they give to Umar bin Khattab, the Sunnis, non-Shia Muslims. Farooq means truth. What does it mean? So why were they hastening towards Prophet Muhammad? Hmm? The one who distinguishes between right and wrong. It's my light. It's my So headphones, batteries there. Al Faruq, discerning truth from falsehood. Let me see. I want some more. Let's see if I. Oh, could they be hastening towards Prophet Muhammad? Gafar, Ibn. Okay, this word, it just got to me. Just let me look at the Arabic. Qibalaka and Gafar. Qibalaka. What's this? Gafaruk. Gafaruk. Qibal. Oh, could Omar bin Al-Faruq be giving me something wrong in this? The way the footnotes are, and the way the God questions the polytheists, the unbelievers here. Does every person among them, this is wrong, does every person among them aspire? But why shouldn't they long for a garden of pleasure? Right? Look at this ayat first, then we can go up and see how wrong your tafsirs are on this, that they rushed headlong to Prophet Muhammad in groups to mock him, to stop him. This is what just this. My goodness. Now I'm angry at the tafsir and those who have come up with these ideas given to them against the unbelievers. These unbelievers. You see? So please correct yourself. We'll look at this in a new light next time, in this light that I'm showing you. That this ayat gives away, 38 of Surah Maarij, about the disbelievers. They were not bad. They didn't come to mock him. Don't look at the tafsir. Look at the tafsir, but don't get, brainwashed. Don't get, what do you call that? What's the word for it? convinced. Don't be convinced by the tafsir. Okay? So this is good. This is a good ayat to show the Quran only people. When the Quran only people come to you, ex-Muslim, like, ex-Ahmad, ex-Muslim Ahmad and all the others, apostate prophet, and others, you can say, what do you think of this ayat? Without Quran only, without showing, because they won't look at the footnote. They are not Ahl Sunnah, means they don't follow the Sunnat of Prophet Muhammad. And Farooq and Umar bin Khattab said, right, Quran only. Quran is enough after Prophet Muhammad's death. He was the one. Look, it kind of goes to Farooq here. So maybe they were trying to put in, like a Da Vinci Code and all this. The story, so excuse me. So, look, otherwise, you know what's wrong with this ayat? It's against Allah asking against these unbelievers. Why can they not aspire for the garden of pleasure? So they're told, no, not just aspiring, longing for the garden of pleasure that you will get it, but you will get it with your hard work and discipline and all this, not by just longing. Allah. And hear what Allah says. They call on me and I will answer you. I answer the call of the caller. So they're aspiring for Jannat and doing bad deeds. Like, you do anything, you kill. No, this I can't believe, right? And so, okay, so righteous people whose characteristics have just been described above. Now, can these people who are not at all inclined to listen to the truth and who are rushing in towards the Prophet in order to suppress every invitation to the truth, be the candidates for paradise? Has God prepared His paradise only for such people as these? Were they stupid? To do this to the Prophet and then long, because doing this, has God prepared His paradise only for such people as these? Here one should also keep in view verses 34 to 41 of Surah Al-Qalam, in which an answer has been given to this saying of the disbelievers of Makkah. Okay, there's another verse now coming in. Even if there is any life after death, we shall have good time there too, as we are having in the world, and the torment would befall Muhammad and his followers and not us. Okay. So here we have this, yeah. Yeah, I think the discussion on this, I have to go. Yeah, so you have to take that ayat too, right? No. So where do we reconcile? Okay, there is another ayat, Surah Al-Qalam. So you have to take this ayat with that ayat. In contradictions, I go to the contradictory ayats. But I feel that, no, I'm not escaping, but right now, like 34 to 41, he's putting a wrong blame. Okay, so yeah, it's clearly written there that the disbelievers said this. There it's written, yes. I've already done this, right? They wish that you would soften, so they would soften. Remember the fasting ayat going on to your wives? They were deceiving themselves, and they came to Prophet Muhammad and confessed that none of them, that they couldn't keep away from their wives, so they were deceiving themselves. You see, these ayats don't make sense. Like, they are biased against the disbelievers. It is showing me that too. And do not obey. They're putting wrong blames, false accusations, and do not obey. So you can't trust them. These ayats even against the contemptible swearer, scorner, going about with malicious gossip. He's the one, a preventer of good, transgressing and sinful, cruel, moreover, and an illegitimate pretender, because he is possessor of wealth and children. Well, he didn't have many children. I just had one daughter. According to the Shias, not according to the Sunnis. When our verses are recited to him, he says, legends of the former peoples. Okay, soon shall we brand on the snout. Indeed, we have tried them as we tried the companions of the garden. Oh yeah, let's see, anything else? Going to that ayat where the 31, I think. Perhaps our Lord will substitute better than it. Indeed, we are toward our Lord desirous. Such is the punishment of this world. Indeed, for the righteous. Where is it? Then will we treat the Muslims like the criminals? Oh God, I keep 34 to 41. What is the matter with you? How do you judge? Shall we then treat the people of faith like the people of sin? Verily, for the righteous are gardens of delight in the presence of their Lord. With their Lord. Surely the God-fearing shall have gardens of bliss with their Lord. Then we will treat Muslims like the criminals. Then will we what? Shall we treat those who have submitted like those who have acted as criminals? What is the matter with you? How do you judge? Or do you have a scripture in which you learn that indeed for you is whatever you choose? Or do you have oaths upon us, extending until the day of resurrection, binding, that indeed for you is whatever you judge? Ask them which of them for that claim is responsible. Or do they have partners? Then let them bring their partners if they should be truthful. The day the shin is uncovered and they are invited to prostration, but they will not be able to bow down. Whose chin will be uncovered? The day will be uncovered from the shin. God knows what this means, and they will be called to prostrate. They will be, and not prostrate. They will not be able to prostrate. And I leave me. So where have they said that? I know there's a ayat, but in this I didn't find it. Where did they say? Note says these are the ayats where they said that we'll give them indeed a plan is firm. This is not the Surah Qalam, in which an answer, verses 34 to 41 of Surah, here should also keep in view, in which an answer has been given to the saying of the disbelievers of Makkah. Even if there is any life after death, we shall have good time there too. In this world and in the year after. Hasanatan, wa fil akhirati hasanatan, wa qina azab an-nar. Oh Allah. Okay, I forget the beginning. Oh Allah. Grant me good in this life and in the year after. We say in Kunut in our prayers. When I was a Shia, second rakat, I think, if I'm not forgetting. Hasanatan wa fil dunya wa aqibat. Hasanatan. In which an answer has been given to this saying of the disbelievers of Makkah. Acha, even if, now where's this ayat? Even if there is any life after death, we shall have good time there too, as we are having in the world. And the torment would befall Muhammad and his followers and not us. Where is this ayat? See, I mean, it's making you against, oh, this is an, you can't trust this person. And it's Allah. Even if there's life after death, it is. Oh, it's just a lie against these people. Can't you see, he's such a liar. I can't find, sorry. I just get like this. I apologize sometimes. Makes me very angry. Huh? So leave me to deal with him who gives the lie to this discourse. We shall draw them little by little in a way that they will not know, and I will give them time. Indeed, my plan is firm. Or do you ask of them a payment? So they are by debt burdened down. Like, do you ask for them for such a reward that by giving you, they are burdened down with the debt? But give him whatever you can, whatever you can afford to give Prophet Muhammad. So take alms out of their wealth for them and pray for them. Surely your prayer is a source of security and peace for them. Surah Ayat. Or have they knowledge of the unseen, so they write it down? Now here is better, because here they are told, do they have knowledge of the unseen, so they write it down? Yeah. Then be paid. Of course, they could have written it down if this Muhammad would have allowed them to write it down, or they must have written it down and he destroyed or took their ayats that God had given them and made it his own. And be not like the companion of the fish. So like this, overtook him, and he would have thrown onto the naked shore while he was censored. And his Lord chose him and made him of the righteous. Anyways, his Lord chose him. What are you saying? Be not, so wait with patience for the command of thy Lord, and be not like the companion of the fish. Like, do not be like this Rasul. I mean, Jonah is considered a Rasul, a Nabi, right? You know who Jonah is? Companion of the fish. Naked shore. Well, if Jonah can go against the Lord, he cried out in agony. God gave him such a punishment, or so they can write it down. Then be patient for the decision of your Lord, and be not like the companion of the fish, Jonah. Hazrat Yunus. There's a whole surah Yunus on his name. When he called out while he was distressed, he went away. You can read his story in the Bible. If not that a favor from his Lord overtook him, he would have been thrown onto the naked shore while he was censored, disgraced, God knows. And his Lord chose him and made him of the righteous, like his Lord chose him. You see, Jonah complained that I'm not going to go to those people, or something like that, right? To save them. God, don't, Then he was running away, escaping from the command, what Allah was telling him to do, his duty, his dharma. So he escaped that, and God gave him why not be like him? Yet God chose him and made him of the righteous. It doesn't make sense. Oh my God. So be not like the companion of be not like the companion of the fish. And indeed those who disbelieve would almost make you slip with their eyes when they hear the message, and they say, indeed he is mad. Here they say he's mad. But it is not except a reminder to the world. Sorry, these ayats don't tell me that Surah Maarij ayat, when they were rushing headlong and they're longing for, these ayats tell me something different. So I can't believe in the footnote. And if there's another ayat, you know why? Because I won't take it. I need Dr. David Wood or someone neutral, eloquent person. You know why? When I'm doing my research, you see, now that I know that this person, now I'm just showing you from other ayats. My research is done on the ayats. It's enough for me to tell me that this is a false religion. Surah Hashar ayats are enough, Surah Azab ayats are enough, the tafsir on Zainab bin Jash, all that is enough. But now I'm searching for more ayats to see and to take you. So, and another thing is, when it's wrong to, where this ayat says they longed for, among them, among the unbelievers, the ones who longed for paradise. Think about it. How distorted the meaning of these ayats became. Think about it. The Ahle Kitab are told that you distort the ayats with your mouths. With your wait a minute. The Bible, Injil and Torah. Right? Now I've lost. Live chat is not open. Let's see if someone is here. So, I know this thing is wrong. I've seen it, and I've shown it. Now, you can read all this. Does every one of them wish to enter the garden of bliss? But none of you will be saved from the hellfire. Because you will be walking on the Sirate, the bridge, and you will see hell. This is how you are, Surah Maryam ayat. There is not one of you who will not come to it. There is not one of you. So how do you do this? Like my research, I can't describe. There is not one of you who will not come to it or go through it, hell, or pass through it, pass through hell. There is none of you except he will come to it. But the chosen servants, I see. Yeah, there's another ayat. When I was reading this as a Shia, and there's none of you except he will come to it. This is upon your Lord an inevitability decreed. Then we will save those who feared Allah and leave the wrongdoers within it on their knees. Then we will save those who feared Allah, in previous. And there is none of you except he will come to it. Previous ayat. SurahQuran.com. Then surely it is we who are most knowing of those most worthy of burning therein. And there is not one of you who will not come to it. Who will not come to it. And there is none of you except that he will come to it. Hell. This is upon your Lord an inevitability decreed. Oh my God. So scary. I mean, even the believers, can you imagine? Will come to it. Not one of you, some say will pass over it. Translations are different. There is not one of you but will pass over it. Like, the bridge. And this bridge will be like hair strand. Like a hair strand. Oh, and you're walking on it. You say, Ya Ali Madad, you received. This is with your Lord a decree which must be accomplished. There's not one of you but will pass over it. So, then we will save those who feared Allah and leave the wrongdoers in it. And when our verses are recited to them as clear evidences, ooh, such a clear evidence, I tell you, this is so clear, so clear. This is so clear. And when our clear ayats are recited to them, those who disbelieve say to those who believe, which of the two groups has the best dwellings and the finest nadiyan? Show and counsel. Impressive and outward show. And when our clear ayat are recited to them, those who disbelieve, these are disbelievers, say to those who believe, which of the two groups has the best dwellings and finest outward show? Right? Translation, warning, disclaimer. There's no literal translation of Allah's holy words, but we translate the meaning. We try our best to translate. Keeping in mind the Italian saying, which means translation is a betrayal of the original text. Goodbye, Quran. If your mother tongue is not Arabic, God help you, it's a betrayal. You may learn Arabic. Oh yes, you can learn Arabic. And how many a generation have we destroyed before them who were better in possessions and outward appearance? This here it says. So they're saying, are we not better in, the disbelievers told them, believers, are we not better in, no, you're terrible. You know, the best are these Muslims in other manners. I mean, I've seen some of you niches Hindus. Sorry, Hindus, I'm just no. हम काले हैं तो क्या हुआ दिल ऐसे discrimination bad. No, I'm just joking. It's just, now I'm really comedian. Joke. Hello, goodbye. Hello and goodbye to the Quran at the website. Thank you very much. No, they are so generous. Shah Rukh Khan was saying recently that I'm a Muslim because, Islam teaches generosity. Adab, man. ये क्या इधर मुंबई के क्या हो रहा है? What is that? I've forgotten. मिठन अभी अपन को नहीं आता क्या? अच्छा, अपन तुमको खुदा हाफिज़ नहीं कहेगा. अपन कहेगा अरे हिंदी क्या है? हिंदी तो कुछ भी नहीं है. अरे तुम अपन की उर्दू देखो, गालिब. अरे क्या अदब है. अबे तू छोड़ ना साले. अरे ये हिंदू क्या है? आदाब अर्ज़ पाकीज़ा इन्हीं लोगों ने इन्हीं लोगों ने. So what? Yes. No. But the most Muslims वे अदब का यानी उर्दू की अदब क्या है So this, yeah? Yes. So to that Surah Maryam ayat answer. Yes, sarcastically. अभी अपन को छोड़ो, right? अपन जा रहे हैं. नमस्ते. ठीक है. अपन मुंबई की लड़की है, सिर्फ लड़की. अपन ऐसे हंसती है. इज्जत अपने हाथ में नहीं रखोगी तो मुंबई में तुम्हें क्या करेंगे? क्या करेंगे ये हिंदू मुझे मुंबई में? ये इंडियन डाकू, लुटेरे, लोफर. पाकिस्तान में कम किया, जो अभी मुंबई में करेंगे मुझे। मेरी माँ को लूटा। चले, आप आई टेकिंग अ ब्रेक, सॉरी।